Alright, we're here today. Sorry for the background noise, but in today's video, we are going to be getting a new lift for my truck. Gonna be getting a 1012 bulletproof, the one that Denver car has right now, the gray single cab. He gave me a good enough deal on his, so I figured I'm just gonna buy it, take him cash, and I'm taking him my struts because he needs some struts to use on his lift that he has right now so he can throw his other lift on because he don't have the bulletproof on the truck right now. It's just sitting off the truck, he's on spindles. I know it will go straight on the truck, bolt right up, won't really have no alignment problems, I don't think. Only thing I gotta do is get a couple bolts, which I'm not trying to max this thing out to make it where it's gonna have alignment problems or anything, or be camber problems or anything like that. I'm trying to just get it on the truck, get it sitting big, and just have it huge on a bulletproof. And the bulletproof is a dark red, so I actually think the two-tone red is gonna go crazy. But yeah, we leaving in the morning. It's early in the morning, the day before now. We leaving tomorrow morning. Probably just have to catch up with y'all either tonight whenever we're taking my struts out and getting everything ready to put the other lift on, or hit y'all up in the morning when we on the way to go get the lift because we got a good hefty drive in the morning. Didn't film it, of course, but just put a new gauge in. This one glows. As you see, it's got the white lights on there so you can see it good at night and stuff, and it ain't got no glare on it and can't see the numbers because on the other one I kind of couldn't see the numbers sometimes, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna order this. It was pretty cheap, so not the cleanest ran, but the wire just run down. I got them spliced into what my gauge is ran to right there, and then just got it hooked up. Alright, here now, got the wheels off, got the truck on jack stands. I'm about to go buy another jack, so I ain't just sitting here working with this one jack, especially when we putting the lift on. But got it on jack stands, got the wheels off as you see, giving him my loaded struts on top. If I didn't already say that, giving him my loaded struts on top to take off a little bit of the cash. But yeah, I'm probably about to go buy a jack, or I might just buy one after I get the bulletproof and get to putting it on. But finna go either buy a jack or just get to tearing this shit apart. I'll probably just hit y'all up when I got the struts out and we taking the rest of the lift off. I don't know if we're gonna get the full lift off tonight, which we probably will. But if anything happens, you never know. So, alright, pretty much got the first side apart. We're just gonna drop the front and back cross members together. I'm gonna go ahead and take the sway bar out before we do that, but about to pull the other side apart real quick. Alright, as you see, pretty much got everything out. Got the sway bar out, struts out, uppers are probably staying. I might swap to the ones he's giving me, but we'll just see. They got hom joints in them, but we'll figure that out. Cross members are pretty much unbolted. I got the front bolt and the back bolt all unbolted just so it's held in there right now. And I only got one jack. Like I said, I never went and got that. Or I was gonna go get a jack, but never went and got it earlier in the video. But we're probably gonna get one before we can put the bulletproof on for sure. But finna pull the cross members off, and then I'll just show y'all what we got going on. I don't know if I'm gonna keep my four-wheel drive in or not yet, because as you see, I ain't even got no CV axles, but we'll figure that out too. But I'll just give y'all a little update whenever we get the lift off, and after that, I'll probably just hit y'all up in the morning or something, but I'll just keep y'all updated.
The lift is gone!
Got the lift out, got it off. Got to pull the lowers and stuff all apart, but pretty much got everything off. I'm giving him my loaded struts. I don't know if I even said anything about that, but giving my loaded struts, keeping my sway bar, getting spindles, getting his 2-inch lifted struts with the big puck, getting the big loaded leaf package that comes with it, the huge leaf package. Pretty much getting the whole entire lift. The next morning now, finna head up out of here. We got a long drive all the way to Baton Rouge. He meeting us about probably quarter of his way and a little bit further for us, but I'll just probably hit y'all up whenever we on the road. Alright, we pulled up now. Really didn't have a good spot to meet, so we literally just at some random gas station in the middle of Baton Rouge, Louisiana right now. Waiting on him to get here. He had a little wreck, so he's gonna be like 20 minutes late. But be alright, we waiting on him to get here, so I'll probably just catch up with y'all whenever we are doing the deal. 22 slid good. Oh, I know it's heavy. I was already telling him about it. I was like, this thing will be so heavy, dude.
It's a pain to get in.
So all I need is them 3 bolts.
Yeah,
His parents made him take the lift off after 3 days. They said, we're either gonna sell the truck or you take it off. So he had a choice. So here we are.
yeah. I mean, plus like 2 of them, like how you like.
It'll
Two,
obviously
1,
be
2.
the side that's not got the brake on it.
Yeah, it'll like cross.
I'll figure it
It's
out.
like 1, 2.
I'll figure it out.
I think that's everything.
If you got it on, I'll be able to get it on.
It's not too hard. Just that
Did you
steering.
help him put it on?
But
Yeah, I got a guy who's a decent mechanic. Who can put it on.
Oh, you're good. That steering brace is gonna be a little hard to put on.
Yeah, this. Alright, as you see, we got this big joker loaded up. They headed back to Texas. We headed back to Bama. So I'll probably just hit y'all up on the way. We got to stop and get 1 bolt for this and 1 bolt for this, which I have the bolts right here, so I'll just be able to go off them. I might honestly have some of them at the house. And then I have to get 3 bolts for the upper drops, for the uppers to hold in, which I'm just going to buy all 4 brand new bolts. But I'll probably just hit y'all up whenever we buy on the bolts we need. I just bought all brand new hardware and bolts for the lift kit, so we have all brand new grade 8 bolts. You got us a big bag, only spent like 50 bucks, not too bad, but probably just catch up with y'all when we get close to the house. We pulled up at the McAllister's real quick. We're about 4 hours out. Finna grab some food real fast, and then I'll hit y'all up when we get back.
Yeah!
Alright, we about an hour and a half out now, but my dumb ass left my wallet at McAllister's. I had to call them and they had it. They said they're gonna ship it to me. He's gonna ship it out tomorrow, so I'll have that back in the next couple days. Hopefully they don't steal none of the money out of it. There ain't even barely any in it, but anyway, left the wallet, but we're getting closer now, so I'll just really talk to y'all whenever we get there for real this time. Alright, we're back at the house now, getting the lift unloaded. I got a brand new Daytona jack sitting over there. We're about to unbox that. And I got another jack sitting right there too. So we definitely getting this bitch on. I don't know about tonight, but if anything, it's gonna be tomorrow night that we get it done. Got Kyle on the way right now, so probably just hit y'all up whenever we get the lift washed. Alright, it's dark now, as you see. Got everything laid out. We've just been looking at everything I need. Some bushings for the upper control arms and a couple other little things. Some extended brake lines. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. I don't really need them, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. So tomorrow, probably gonna get the brake lines and the bushings, and then we'll be able to get really started on this thing, get the cross members in and the drop brackets. You already see the one in right there. Get all the drop brackets in and pretty much everything. But yeah, probably just be hitting y'all up either tomorrow or just whenever I'm messing with this shit. It's the next day now. Took off work today just so I could try to work on this thing and get it on. Got my rack loose, about to throw the cross members in and then drop the rack into the cross members. And here in just a little bit, I got to go get some bushings for one of my upper control arms because the bushings were bad in both of them, but I just went ahead and got all the bushings out and put them all into one of them. And then I'm gonna go get bushings for the other one. As you see, I got 3 jacks up under this bitch because I'm working on it by myself. And I mean, it's not like that heavy, but it's still pretty heavy. So just using the jacks so I can get it up in there easy. But I'll probably just catch up with y'all whenever I get the cross member in. And I'm about to drop the rack. And then we'll have to get the front upper drops in later, all of them in. Which I got them in, but we got to get the little bracket that goes from side to side after I drop the rack. That bracket has to go above the rack to get to each front upper drop. But we're figuring it out as we go. A couple things I'm gonna need, the bushings, like I said. Extended brake lines I'm gonna get eventually, which I'm probably not gonna run them at the start. Just gonna stretch my brake lines out and then get extended ones like this week sometime. And then I need a little U-joint thing, which is not like I need, I'm just gonna get a new one. But we're gonna have this thing in here in the next couple of days. I'll probably have the cross member in here in a minute. As you see, got the cross member in, or both cross members in, the lowers and the spindles on the lowers. I got the rack about halfway out. I got this bolt on this side loose, and I just tightened it back up because this bolt over here is kind of free spinning because whatever there that's holding it in is spinning. So got to get some vice grips or something to get that. But this side's already loose. I just tightened it back up a little bit. This will come right out though. Got to get that out, and then I unhooked pretty much everything. I'm gonna drop the rack into here. After I drop the rack, we'll be able to get my piece back from Kyle that he has right now. He took my piece for these that connect the 2 front ones. We'll throw that in tonight probably. Be able to get the struts in with the big strut spacer in tonight. Pretty much probably have it almost in tonight. And depending on if I get the bushings or not, we'll have it done tonight or tomorrow. Or it'll be in the next couple of days, no doubt. I got these sway bar drops in. I got these connected, not tightened all the way down yet, but just connected. I'm about to attempt to pull my 4-wheel drive out since I already got the cross members in. Might be a little hard, but I feel like I can get it out with the cross members in still. So I'm gonna try and pull it out because this thing is like loose now since the bolts aren't in, and this don't have 4-wheel drive bolt holes. So I'm gonna just pull the 4-wheel drive out completely, get rid of the drive shaft, and I'll just probably catch up with y'all. I gotta run and get some bushings also, so I'll probably just catch up with y'all when I get back from getting bushings. Alright, as you see, 4-wheel drive and front drive shaft is now completely out. Got the drive shaft right there, and the 4-wheel drive over here. As I said earlier, Kyle has my little cross piece that when I drop the rack, the piece that goes from here to that other one over there, Kyle has that, and he's tweaking with it a little bit, but I'm gonna try and get this rack dropped whenever I get back from getting my bushings, get the sway bar in, probably be able to put the struts in not too long. Honestly, probably have it mostly together tonight. And Gavin just pulled up. We finna run and get the bushings, and then when we get back, we are gonna try to knock this thing out tonight and get it on the ground. Kyle's coming over later with that piece I need and stuff, but Dylan said we're getting this thing on the ground tonight, so we're gonna see what we can do. Birmingham rubber and gasket right now. They're about to make us some gaskets, but he said you want to see the water jet run, so we walking back in the back real quick, about to check it out, see what they got. But they gonna get these bushings made for me, and I'm gonna be able to come back tomorrow and get them. It's a big ass machine.
Don't stick your finger close.
Yes, sir. But yeah, they gonna get them cut for me tonight or tomorrow, and I'll be able to have them in. Alright, like I said, getting the bushings tomorrow, but we got both the struts in, got the sway bar in, about to do a little bit more, and then tomorrow we'll be able to have the uppers in, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop the rack tonight, but we'll have the uppers in tomorrow. Pretty much probably have everything else in tomorrow, so I'll probably just catch up with y'all whenever we get the rack dropped and doing something else. Got these spindles back in now and tight, and then got these strut bolts tight on the top and bottom. Got that tight, which probably gonna have to unloosen it, but got it in for the most part. Waiting on Kyle to get here. We're gonna drop the rack the rest of the way. We got most of the bolts out besides one of them. It's just free spinning. I need a little tool. He's bringing the little tool to get it out. Once we get that bolt out, we're gonna make a little Lowe's run. So I got to get one bolt for the uppers, one of those for that one. And then I probably got to get a bolt to hold in my rack if one of the ones I have don't work. So we'll figure something out. Alright, it's later now. Kyle probably ain't gonna make it tonight, but he has the bar, like I said earlier, he has the bar that goes where the rack is from this one to the other one. And he's gonna fix a little piece on it that I've been telling y'all about. He got to fix a little piece on it. But since I'm getting the bushings tomorrow anyways, it really don't even matter to need that tonight. So getting that back tomorrow, the bushings tomorrow, and probably will have this thing on its own weight tomorrow. So I'll probably just catch up with y'all then. It's the next day now. We back at the rubber place getting my bushings, and we're gonna go try to get as much done as we can. Denver forgot to give me the rack bolts with a lift, so he had to ship them out today. We at Lowe's now, got the parking job of the Century going on. But like I was saying about the rack bolts, he forgot to give me the rack bolts with the lift, so he shipped them out today. Should have them by Friday, but I'm just gonna stuff a skinnier bolt through the rack just to hold it in place, not actually tighten it down or anything, just hold it in place. Probably get the truck on its own weight tonight, or try to at least, because I got the bushings like I showed y'all. But about to get some bolts from Lowe's real fast and go try to get this thing thrown in the rest of the way. If not, it'll be thrown in fully Friday, no doubt, but y'all will obviously see it in the video. By the grace of God, I just got this rack out finally. As you see, vice grips on there holding that thing. Manhandled it out, ugga-duggaed it with the thing. Got it out. Got my bolts for the rack. As I said, the bolts still ain't here. They'll be here tomorrow. But we had ordered a whole nother rack thinking that bushing was fucked up. But we could probably still get that back in with that still on there and just do it the same way. So we'll probably just ship the rack back that we ordered. Kind of wasted time and money on that, but we'll get the money back. But the bolts will be here tomorrow for that, and then we're gonna reuse these bolts. Just got to go get some washers and nuts for them, which we'll go do that like right now. And got some bolts and washers and some self-tappers for my rack bolts to go back through the stability bar. Alright, it's late in the day on Thursday now. As you see, I got this thing pretty much in, got the rack dropped and everything, got the stability bar going across, tightened down. A lot of these stuff isn't tightened down, some of it is, but I still gotta get the bolts tomorrow for the rack, get the rack bolted down, and if that bushing is too messed up on the rack, I'm gonna get that fixed and just get that figured out tomorrow. Got it jacked up, held in place right now just to be there. Everything's unplugged, battery's unplugged and everything. The whole rack is unplugged, just pretty much just sitting there now. Because whenever we get it tight tomorrow and get the tie rods into the bottom of the spindle, I'll have to twist out my outer tie rods like a lot to straighten it out, make it where my wheels ain't turned all the way in. But we're gonna end up getting it straightened out because Chance, he told me that he used all stock everything, brake lines and everything. And eventually I'm gonna get braided extended brake lines, but just for now to run it for this weekend to the show, I gotta make it too. It'll work, we're gonna make it work. Eventually I will get the extended brake lines, probably gonna order some like maybe tonight or something, I just gotta find them, but yeah. Me and Hudson about to run to AutoZone to get a 28mm socket for the nut right there that goes on to that for the upper control arm, because that bitch is thick as hell, big ass bolt or nut that goes on there. Alright, as you see, I ain't got this thing fully done. The rack ain't even connected. I just put the wheel on just to do a little test fitment. The rack bolts will be here tomorrow, and we're gonna get that pulled in and tightened out and straightened out. But this thing is massive. Hudson, stand up next to this thing. Hudson's 6'3", and the hood ain't all the way closed, but oh my God, bro, oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, before the leaf pack goes in, I know I got my bags, but this thing gonna have to go on a damn trailer. Like, I don't think I'm even gonna be able to drive this, but you know we gonna do it. He's 6'8". Like, this dude's actually 6'8". Y'all seen in videos before how tall this dude is. Like, it is gonna sit smaller because the wheels are back off of it now, of course, but it's like, it's as tall as him right now with the cow hood. It's about 7 foot, I'd say. But it'll probably sit at about 6'5" in the front.
That is fucking insane.
The white lift is being sold right now. Brandon is buying it. He gonna repowder it and throw it on this F-150 here. Probably throw a little top level on top of a 6-inch loaded strut. He gonna have this thing sitting right. But yeah, like I just showed y'all, he bought the lift, getting the brakes thrown back on now on each side, and I'm about to throw the wheel nuts back on and rewire them, extend the wiring a little bit. And I gotta throw this bitch on the battery charger for a little bit because I left my rock lights on all night the other night and my battery's dead, so I'm gonna put this hoe on a battery charger and stuff. I know I said I would catch up with y'all tomorrow, but I ended up getting it done, getting the wheel lights on, the brakes on, getting the brake lines re-ran. But yeah, I got to film another video on this weekend, and I got some other stuff to do to finish this thing a little bit. It's not fully on its own weight yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and just film the edit and end the video here. So if you liked it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Be a truck meet video out this weekend.